All right. Welcome to my Wednesday contribution stream. I'm picking back up drupal-rector again today. Last week, worked on getting some conflicts in place to be able to update to at least rector 0.12.19. We had various breaking changes that were in place. Turns out in .18, there was a conflict with how they worked on some PHP unit stuff. So that includes some PHP 8 warnings, a constant that was removed, I think, in a later version of Rector PHP Unit. There's also a bug fix for Rector Rule 2 bug fixes, and then also some conflicts to get us to at least 0.19. So today's goal is to get us onto 20, and then Rector, oh, where is it? Releases. Oh man, there's 0.13 now. um 0.2.21. So this broke. 0.12.21 had a breaking change for config, and I wish this would have been in like .13 at least. We could somewhat pin to it. So it makes importing a lot easier, or configuration a lot easier, which is nice, except for the fact that it breaks all the config. So next step is to get to point where we allow 0.19. The current goal is to get to 0.20 and then figure out how to handle this breaking change. So let's go ahead and do that. So I already made my new branch. One thing of note is that the minimum is 7.2. And okay, this does not have a constraint. So that's okay. Our required dev needs, why are we getting JSON schema error? A required dev requires 8.0 because that's the minimum rector source. So let's go ahead. This doesn't look up to date. 1 second. It'd help if I rebased. Check out, remove. Let's just rebase this off of main again. New composer update. Okay, that looks right. So let's go ahead and get this, wait for composer to finish. And we're going to lock it at 20 again and just make sure that passes. And then here's the fun part. So there's the main dev requirement, or the main requirement. Then in dev, it's this whole hot mess of a thing. So let's go ahead and find 20. Let's go browse at this commit, which is, let's go copy the hash. So rector source is not at that commit. We actually have to go to vendor and then the install.json. I really do think I should make a script for this. Somewhere in here. Oh, it's not. All right. So that means I need to go to rector source. I gotta find the same tag. 20. All right, there we go. So it's that commit, right? This is 4.20, 20, and then the install.json. So we get cake PHP is at this reference. Doctrine. And the reason we have to do this is to make sure that we can run our tests against it. Because how rector works is similar to PHP stand, where there's a whole bunch of source files that get compiled into a var. PHP unit, dash PHP unit. And I think we could get this scripted to read the, basically read the install.json for that specific tag. But ideally, we wouldn't need to have these pins in the dev dependencies. So let's go ahead and run composer update. And run the tests. Actually, I think we're missing. All right, that's not in here. Why? Composer, why? Rector source requires, but it's not pinned in here. Okay, it's just a thing on the source. So let's go ahead and run PHP unit and see if anything crashes. This hopefully shouldn't take too long. How long does it take on the CI? About 15 seconds. So let's check if I have what my xdebug mode is. php-i grep xdebug mode type is in develop mode, which, yeah, that should be okay. That shouldn't slow things down too much. But for all intents and purposes, let's do git status, git diff, commit b, allow rector 0.2.20, push u origin remove, pr create draft, move remaining rector conflicts. Removes remaining rector conflicts, includes breaking changes to rector.php config. Submit as draft. It's running slowly. Under the xdebug.mode, I know with develop, usually it does not impact performance all that much. Mode off. Goes to 0. So yeah, it shouldn't really make a difference, but let's, what is it, user or local PHP 8.1. Oh, because I don't have so we gotta do here .ini. It's like xdebug.mode equals off. If I did php no value. Let's just make sure I want to make sure I did this right. I change that to be develop. Okay, I did have that right. All right, so that's off. Let's see, it's been 3 minutes. I'm gonna rerun it and see. So it took 32 seconds for the one test. Oh man, that's a huge difference. All right, great. That's wildly different. And here it looks like it passed. So I guess now the next thing to do is to bump up to 21. Let's see. Where is... Here we go. Vector source. We want to go to the hash for 2.1 or 12.1, not 2.1. And let's just go ahead and no, at this point, why set the conflict? What I should do is just set the minimum, and then if I know we have a conflict, I'll add it back. That just makes my life easier right now. So let's copy this hash and let's change this. All right. So we gotta do find cake PHP. Wait, hold on a second. Why? Is this so slow? Whoa, okay. No, don't refresh. I know GitHub's also been having some issues today. So that could be part of it as well. See if opening it. Let's turn off this extension. So cake PHP. Doctrine. Laravel. Net. PHP Office. PHP Unit. Because once we get to here, I think I'll be fine removing any constraints. So we got that. We'll make it bump vector version.php. I'm not going to add this. Next time I do this, though, I am going to write a script for myself and vim get info exclude. So if you did not know this, you can edit in .get/info exclude. It's like a local exclude file. And in this case, I'm going to add bump rector version.php because I don't want to accidentally commit that. And now, if you look, it's ignored because it's in the local ignore file. I do this all the time for my little like scripts that I might have in a repo that I don't want to accidentally commit or add to the git ignore. So let's run composer update and read the releases rector. Let's read the release notes. So now there's no way to handle this. Service is set. Yeah, this is like a complete rewrite. Luckily, in here, users will need to just copy this over and not worry about a lot of the files here. So let's go ahead. Oh, wait a second. I guess I do need we'll just keep it that way for now. So it conflicted on itself because I had a hard requirement. Wait. File cannot be downloaded. Let's make sure I rector. Yep, I've got a bad commit hash. Releases tags 2.1. Okay, I copied the wrong hash. All right, looks like that's going correctly now. And if I run the test, it should just crash immediately. Yes. All right. Cannot resolve argument rector config for drupal-rector source. Hold on, where does this go? Config/config. What? 1 second. Rector source kernel. Cannot resolve argument rector config. Boot from config files, config file. Let's provide config path. Configured rule. Oh, yeah. Did they provide a rector for fixing this? Because now we've got to fix every single rule. Every configured rule here needs to be updated. Oh, man. Feature. All right. Guess let's get started with this one. 2. It's rector config. This is going to be so very annoying. Parameters. No. Okay. Oh, I guess it's less annoying because now you don't have to like fetch the services. You could say, it's, what is it? Rector config rule. Rector class. And then, crap. How do we set one off? Path sets. Let's see. Let's read. Seriously? Same as with patch return type for set. Hold on. Instead of getting irritated. No. parameters. All right. Set, no. It's parameters, set, mixed value. What rule is this for? Assert cache tag rector. Could not resolve argument rector config for. This is gonna suck. Let's look at how did rector change its rules, maybe. There's a rule, abstract rule, tests. Sure. Is this it? Abstract test case. No. Rules. Tests. Application. Issues. All right. Here's the test. Abstract rector test case. Let's do test file. Provide data. Config configured rule. Config. Configured rule. Rector config. Rector config. Rector config import names. Why? You cannot use the config builders without providing a class implementing config generator builder generator interface. What? Symfony. Let's try at rector PHP unit. Let's look at the commits. Update README. Let's look at these commits. So rector config. So rule with rule configuration, rule. Why? Is failing. This is going to be more annoying if we can't easily set this service parameter anymore either. All right. So test case, boot from config file, create configs, rector kernel. If null this generator. Why would it be null? Let's debug it. So this generator is null. Why? What would set that? This config builder. This generator. Resource. Let's look at this. Vendor. Rector. Rector source. Source. Kernel. Config. Config. Rector config import. I don't want to import parameters. Okay, well, at least there's, so this is right. But why? Delegating loader, register configuration files. Let's just. So config files, simplify, and then our rule. Load. This loaders, loader. Loader, this load. That's the resource. This generator. How is this supposed to get set? When does this get constructed? So what the, oh, slowly moves towards. So that added it. 18. Seems like it doesn't work. So let's try bumping to here's about the implementation, the secret, the single patched. Yeah. Not true. Vendor patches. Okay. Man, I don't. There's no way that this can work. Let me get back to the. So, all right. Generator is null from rector's source dependency injection. Like it's not passing a generator. I think I know why. Symfony dependency injection. Hold on. So they have patch which is applied. Oh, for real? So oh no. How can people run their tests? One second. They've got 2 patches against dependency injection. How can they run their tests here on PHP unit? Poser.json. Allow plugins. Enable patching true. Okay, let's try this out. Where do they have it? Where do they have this as a require? Config allow plugins. All right. Let's try this. And do a blame So let's try enabling patching in the extras. Extra. Do we have extra? We do not. Extra. So what does have that? Enable external patching. All right. Because rector source must have the patching library. Well, where are they getting it from? Oh, is it through the simplify vendor patches? Well, this is an unexpected twist. Yep, they require. Oh my. So let's run composer update, and there we go. We need to allow we need the following to allow rector source to patch dependencies. So JSON doesn't allow comments, but the extra allows you to put anything you want in it. So this is where we can make our comment. So let me do that. We'll call it enable patching note and enable patching true. So now if we run our test, it passes. All right. Dang. All right. So let's go. Let's run PHP Unit again and see what happens. Oh. Well, here, hold on. Is that why our tests were failing? It had nothing to do with. All right, I'm gonna hit stop. Revert. Let's play. And what we'll do is we'll find out where the errors are. Undefined property, parameter provider. All right, there we go. So, parameter provider. Referencing the parameter property this way isn't a great idea since we're assuming property exists, but it does in abstract rector. Well, it does not anymore. So, let's find how to fix this. Parameter provider. This changed in move. Oh, God, stop changing things. All right. So that means we need to add comment trait. That means we need a what is it, like abstract protected function get parameter provider. Parameter provider. And this would be this get parameter provider. Oh. All right. Now we got to go to each of these and Scott. The require. Oh wait, rector source can use PHP 8 because it compiles down. We can't, so we got to use private parameter provider. Do construct parameter provider. And get turn this parameter provider. I don't know of a better way to do it. So let's see. Run. There's got to be one, a certain no name. Get. Oh, this isn't one of the. What's one of them in here? Get path rector test. Assert no field by name. How is assert no field by name rector? Okay. Assert legacy trait base has the add comment trait, so let's go ahead and copy this block of code, and we'll paste this here. So if I rerun it, okay, that made some pass. So file name rector. We need to copy this. Actually, not there. Let's keep that space back. And let's rerun the test. Unfortunately, not everything has coverage in PHP Unit. Some's functional. DB base. So this will be one that needs it. Cert legacy. This already has the comment trait inherited. Method to method base. Okay, so this needs it. Excuse me. Just wish there was an easier way to do this. But that's one reason I'm not like traits are great, but they're also just annoying. It's like it'd be easier if we had instead of having a trait, if we had a service that would just do it for us and that had the code injected into it. That might actually be the better way to do so. Bum, 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 bum. Do we have to do anything special for the service container here? And this comes around like composability versus inheritance and traits. So it's better to compose it by having a service that adds comments versus a trait in this case. So parameter provider services.php. Okay, there we go. That's what I was looking for. Where'd it go? Parameter provider. Unfortunately, the current config setup does not make that very useful, because all this is owned in like the root configuration. So let's not do that. It's not the best, but I don't think we can do much about it right now. So run. All right, the test pass. Trait, abstract rector. Let's get back to the files that have this snippet of code. Trait entity load base. Well, I guess that's getting formatted as part of this. Base entity manage rector. Okay, this is not as straightforward because it does have a constructor. We got to format the code. And what else is left? Entity link and assert text, which that's in the parent, so that's not needed here. Let's go. All right. So let's get status, get commit AV. Wait, let's abort that real quick. Get diff composer JSON. What did I make changes for composer JSON? 21. And the release notes. Keep closing. No, I didn't. Here you go. So 21. Parameter provider. That's a change in 21. So let's do, I'll just commit it here. Removed from abstract rector. fix breaking changes from rector 20 to 21. All right, so that's the one fix. Let's commit that all. You get push. I totally don't know when that chat came in, but it's going good. So one thing I found out is that we weren't broken on 21. No, we were broken on 21, but because our dev release wasn't patching Composer, there wasn't a lot of Composer patches. Kept getting errors about rector config and a generator being null. Turns out that rector patches Symfony, dependency, injection, and other items. This is fine for rector, but not when using dev dependencies. I reviewed rector PHP unit, rector PHP unit, and found this line by adding it. Symfony dependency injection is patched properly to make our test run. Note, Drupal, to clarify, this will not affect Drupal sites or patch a Drupal site's Symfony dependency injection. This only happens for required dev when running our own PHP unit tests. It has no effect on the root Composer project. Oh, sometimes talking about composition. Yeah, I was like way deep into thoughts here. So let's start the review. So we're locked in at 21. Wait, package builder, parameter provider. That doesn't seem right. Hold on. Is that the right class? Like, how is this passing? That doesn't seem like the right class. So it is. All right. This is a lot of boilerplate and should really go into a shared service that all of the rules use. However, we delegate all ownership of configuration to end users. Let's see. Where is this? How does this file get used again? Drupal 9, all deprecations. Drupal 8, I guess it gets configured in here, but then it gets double loaded. So this is a bit messy, but there's no good workaround since the property was removed from abstract rector base. From abstract rector base class. What's one of those files? DB base. Add comment. Yeah, what do we use this for? Oh, because we need to see if it. I see. Because it's. This is used to check if. Has been flagged in the configuration. Almost part of me wonders if anyone ever sets that to false and if we should just default to true and add comments. Maybe we could just mitigate the entire thing by just always dumping comments. Oh, that's probably going to be too much of a diff. I'll probably have to fix some of this because it reformatted so much. But all right, well, let's just see what the functional test said after I push that. Well, pending. Let's publish those comments. All right. Functional test. What broke? Import doc blocks. This was removed, and that is. Nope. That's not it. This changed. Auto import names. When did this get removed? Undefined class. That's not. Yeah, undefined. That's commits. Add. But when did this get removed? View file, main, history. I found out when it got removed, but I don't remember. Add deprecations to option constants. Nope. Remove static rule. Disabling import of options. Yeah. This is what? Narrow too complex import. Yeah. More practical use cases or just completely ruin what we do. So 1217. Let's look at 1218. No. Can we deprecate disabling of import dx? Deprecate inline, remove, blah, blah. Right. One of these gets rid of it, actually. But where? When? Okay, so it's removed here, and that is officially removed in 1221. All right. Where are we? So get status diff AV. Moved in 0.12.21. Let's do a push. Let's go document that. Vector.php. Removed in 0.12.21. Just add a single comment. Okay. So how many more releases do we got to get to? 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 13. I mean, that's not too bad. If we can a little bit closer. All right, where'd this fail? All right. Ooh, what? Cannot auto wire service. Wait, that's new. Hold up. What's going on? Let's look at that commit. 8.9. 8.9 was killed. DB inspect rector. Okay. This is going to be a blast. DB inspect rector. Drupal-rector argument parameter provider has type parameter provider, but this class was not found. Provided by simplify package builder. So let's go and do a composer show version 10.2.7. Install drupal-rector. Rector 12.21. Oh, but everything's bundled. Oh no. Shoot. Shoot. So what's happening? Latest failure. We are relying on an inherited dependency from rector for this is bundled in rector, which means it is namespaced in its vendor packages. Locally with require dev, we have the package available, so it passes. So what's happening here? Let's just go to 2.1 browse. Come on. So if we go to vendor, we go to simplify. What is it, like package builder? Source, where's this thing at? Parameter provider. So right here, there is the prefix C, the link. There's no way to reuse that class. All right, so that means we have to either have to ditch that feature or we got to get creative. We'll see what the typo 3 people might be doing. Require something string config. Parameter query parameters. Rector config rule config private read only. So all right, they are using it, but how rector core, how are they using this? Packages source, because as far as I know, rector itself does not have this bundled. If we look at rector source, build rector scoped, or rather, if we were to search in here, we could do rector PHP unit target repository packages test. So how are they able to use this class? Rector source is a dev dependency. Build scoped, exclude, parallel lint, config downgrade, scoper. All right, rector, vendor. Oh, it is bundled. So before the rector team talked about having rector or drupal-rector be bundled, and this is why, I think. So abstract rector. Let's see what we got in here. Node name resolver, node type resolver, PHP version, stack type mapper, node factory value, better node finder, remover, comparator, nodes remove collector. That I thought got removed. What's extending this? That's not us. Skipper, current version, created rule decorator, rectified analyzer. Hold up. Wait, I got an idea. We got services and we're setting data. Config services. Parameters. Set. Where's rector? Parameters. Parameters.php. So, all right, we get all of these here. Import short classes. Sure, let's. Where is this used? Cacher. Cache factory. This parameter provider provides string parameter. Let's try something out. If we can. services. Where's AutoWire? Services, AutoWire, auto configure. Set auto configured, AutoWire. This definition. This is so let's do Symfony dependency injection, AutoWire parameters. AutoWire, sure, params. I don't. Parameters, set parameter, load, declare 3. Yeah. That's not what I want. Yeah, it's interface matching. So I guess what needs to happen is not import. What am I trying to think here? DB base. Where am I going with this? DB insert rector. Where is this at? Services set class. Service set configurator configure. Ensure class is configurable. It's already set to be auto wired inside of rector. Auto configured defaults is auto configured. What does auto configured do? You know what? Let's try this out. String. No, it's not a string. It's a, I don't know, bool. Problem is, this wouldn't work either because somebody doesn't configure it. Hold on. Where's the old? One. Let's go back in time to 0.12. No. GitHub.com. Rector. PHP unit. I have a thought. There's a way to wire a rule. Let's reopen that. There's a way to wire a rule. Auto configure. Sets. With configuration, let's do a history. Okay, let's viewpoint into this history. Set configure. Node transformer, but what does the configure do? Configure. Okay, so it needs a. All right. Configurable. All right. Let's try this. Implements configurable rector interface. We need configure add comment trait. This let's create a. I guess we gotta do protected. Protected notices as comments equals false, and do how's this? Wrong. No. So configuration. This array is all of. So well, first we do if this notices as comments, we get rid of this abstract method. Configure this notices as comments equals configuration false. So we don't use get parameter provider. We can get rid of these. And what I think we could do is protected function configure notices as comments array configuration void. So this is my idea here. So we copy that, paste it in here. Let's fix this configure notices as comments. All right, there we go. So now the trait allows configuring it. And the traits can't implement. This is the next best workaround since we can't actually inject anything, I think. So db insert rector. db base is configurable. It probably has no tests. So I picked the wrong thing to work on. So let's find one. Assert legacy trait base implements configurable rector interface. So let's kill this off. We call configure this configure notices as comments configuration. Let's copy that. All right, assert legacy test base test configure rule. All right, so I should be able to run this and this should pass. And if this passes, it's not going to pass. Why did it pass? Because it didn't add comments. So let's just go PHP unit. Something's got to test comments. Oh, thank you. All right. Assert no field by name rector. So that is that test. Let's jump to source. So the configured rule Oh no. I don't think this is I don't think this is gonna work either because um, configure. That's not gonna work either because this is set at the very bottom of it all, and it has to be configured up front. Man. Configurable. I mean, what's interesting, I guess, is there's non PHP rector interface, so we could actually rector like YAML files, I guess. So that's cool. File processor interface. That's not what we want. Configurable role interface. Configure. I just want to get. Let's see. Stitch this. At least I know this assert no name where I can start testing this out. Stubs config. Oh, that's a lot of config. Parallel rule. Skip. Config import services, the auto wire. Set. Symfony, dependency injection, auto wire. DI. Let's see. Closed. How can we do this? Then try it in and abandon. Arguments. References issue. Okay. What about this? That's the maintainer here. The auto bind package is not use constant parameters instead. All right. Yeah. Parameters set. We have two options. Use Symfony parameter bag. Use simplify parameter provider. Oh, we can't because it's bundled. And we can't tap into the service container. So let's see, what can we tap into? Vector source. It's only anything in here. Config loader, dependency injection. Let's see. Compiler pass, make rectors public, merge importer. Get configured calls. Complete collected calls. Configure calls. Remove, add. Configure. Add method call. But it has to get it at runtime. It's too late. We need it to be done like at container compile, which add method call. Configure call values, get configure call values. Collect from service name. That's not good enough. Loader. Load import. Collect from. If not, collect configurable calls from just imported. Configure values as configure value. Configure value if is set. Merge parameters. But at that point, it would be in runtime. Container factory. From configs. It's the main config file. And we can't do much of anything because this was delegated to end users and not owned by the project itself. Like many of these where it has its own config that's referenced to. So it'll always be false. Unless we put a dependency on. No, that I don't think that would work. So we only have dependencies on rector itself and what it provides. So that's where, yeah, the compiler pass removed. Source. That's the only thing for dependency injection. Config loader. Configure call merging. I don't think we could collector configure call get method calls this add. So if we were to debug this test, let's do run. So if we debug this, yeah, skip that. That's from earlier. So what am I looking for here? This test config, no. What test am I on? Assert no field name. Well, that didn't even get run. Assert no field name. Figure rule. Let's do configure. Let's just see what happens here. Let's debug it. So class name, method call 1. So configure value. So foo, if is array and count 1, first key. Has class and public constants. If is string and is array. Class constants to name. Yeah, okay, so that's trying to be fancy with. And then it sets the configure value. So let's stop real quick. And go to this configure call. Yep, so that as a configure call. And then we get called into here. Call method. So call 0, configure this do resolve services, parameter bag, unescaped value. Call 1, inline services, this get parameter bag. So let's have call 0 is equal to configure inline services. That's all the services. This get parameter bag parameters. So I wonder if there's some way this do resolve services, inline services, that's just for services. I want to see if there's some way we can magically resolve it. All right, call. So value, array 0. Is array. Let's resolve value. So value is foo equals bar. Value is foo. If is string, this resolves string. If pattern match, this get. All right, let's try that. Let's go back and let's see if this does it. Seems like it. So let's wait, no. Hold on. For each k as v, if is array, one second, wait. let's try that out. See where we get. So service call, parameter bag. Value is 0, true. Oh, what? Oh, we're already here? Let's hit play, configuration, true. Stop. That. Debug it. Just skip ahead. It's true. Set this true. All right. So let's do a can't do a constant there. So I guess this is forever gonna be a magical string, but that's cool. Let's run the test. I was thinking way too hard about it, I guess. And boom. All right. So that does work. Hooray. I guess now it's time to copy this everywhere. So let's go ahead, run PHP unit, and just start by fixing the failures. Although that's probably not going to be good enough. Configured rule. So now nothing's needed in the base class. It's only things in here. All right, let's just start. Add comment trait. What do I got to copy? I just got to copy this and add configurable. Let's go Drupal set. Implements configurable rector interface. Ditch all that. Do not remove that. Okay, so Drupal set message rector, method base, implements configurable rector interface. Implements configurable interface. Worry about unused classes later. Entity load base. Implements config. All right. Well, feeling a little bit better about this now. Doesn't feel as hacky. Oops. Configurable rector interface. Instead of having like these 10 lines of code, we just have this configure, which allows it to be furthermore configurable. And rector. So now everywhere that I see this, oh, in our tests, paste. I wonder if there's some way to do it generically. Well, no, not really. There could be if we built a compiler pass, but we don't have the ability to do so. So equals rector. Escaped. Let's just start rerunning stuff too. Actually, I forgot. You can edit inline with your search. So I'm going to go ahead and do that here. Goodness. I wish it could be just injected. I feel like after finding this, there's got to be a way to. But yeah, hold on. So this call method, assert no field name vector, base, no. Let's drop a breakpoint. Okay, so new instance arg. Array value arguments. Resolve parameter bag. Okay, so that gets the value. Get constructor. New instance args. Values arguments. Factory. Create service. Get new instance args, definition, get method calls. Properties do resolve services. Call share service, get configurator. Resolve value. This do resolve services, unescape parameter bag. Okay, so 1568 is the main line. New instance args arguments. So service is that instance. Arguments is 0. Okay, so unescape value, parameter bag, resolve value, 1568. Resolve, unescape, resolve value. Oh, I guess. Let's see something. Um, New instance arg. Let's do definition. I guess this is probably going to catch too many things. ID. So let's get the right ID. Reference. Let me say ID. It's that class. So hit play. It should break again here. All right. Arguments. Definition. Arguments from resolve value definition. Arguments. Because we do say AutoWire. Changes. Calls. Configure. AutoWire. Definition, get arguments. All right. Well, that's not going to work. All right. I'm done messing with that. That's not going to work. Where was I at with this? Run. Apparently my kids are home. There's a ruckus on the floor. All right. I got to try to finish this up in about 15 minutes. Otherwise, I am out of time. User password rector does not need this. Actually, at this point, it's whatever test. I'm going to assert text, jump to source, rule, bam, kabam. Jump to source. Jump to source, configured rule. All right, now we'll do let's do a commit. Unavailable. Use a configurable rector interface to configure rules with the parameter. So I'm going to commit that. I'm going to push it. It's going to fail the functional test. I'm going to basically just do a bunch of force pushes to fix it. Push. Resolved by using configurable rector interface and parameter container parameter injection. Let's resolve that. So some of these functional tests are going to fail. Hopefully they fail fast. So I can copy this over. Where did it go? Give me the configured rule changes. There we go. Check that this matches. Okay. So that means we need to go into here. Oh no. All right, DB query rector, DB base, Drupal render, function as service. Nope. Okay, Drupal render. Nope. Nope. You know what might be easier is add comment source, go find usages. There we go. This is a much configured rule. Unclassified usage. Yep, that's good enough. Add comment trait. We did DB base. Find usages. Extends. DB selector. So DB update. Find usage. It's configured. Find usage. Configured. Find usage. Configured. Find usage. Configured. Configured. All right, so that's DB base. Let's go to cert legacy. That's huge. Method to method base, usages, extends. Find usage. Find usage. Find the usage. Where'd it go? There it is. Oh, wait. Find usages again. There's the test. It's not used in a test, but it's there. Method base. Link generator. Usages. Shoot. Where else was it used? Nope. ND load base. File load rector. This is redonkulous. So user load, node load. I know node loads one. Entity load rector. Find usage. All right. Entity load base. Entity manager rector. Find usages. Comment. Extension path base, which goes to Drupal get path rector. Find usages. Okay, so it's there. And Drupal get file name rector. Should have just fixed it while I was in here. But it's okay. Then that's configured. This is the last one. All right, let's do a quick get status, get add test, get add config, get add source, get commit, get amend, get push F. So this way I can just have it all as one commit and force push it to try to keep this one change as tidy as possible. Let's see. Symfony 9.1. All of these need to be registered with comments. So pass vector, nope. Oh, hold on. So equals. So not equal. Identical. Past is not. Element present. Not present. Yeah, I'm sure that's the same. Text director. So no text. Just add comment, right? I guess they all technically use it. So no unique. Wait. Assert no text. Assert unique text. Yes. Assert no unique. No. Assert response. Yup. Assert field by name. No. Assert no field by name. Yes. Field by ID. Field rector. No field rector. Assert raw. No raw. Assert title. Assert link. No link. By ref. No link by ref. Goodness. Nope. URL. Option. Option by text. No option. Option selected. Nope. Field checked. No field checked. Let's just see what's PHP unit and a functional test failed. Assert escaped. No escaped. This is going to drive me nuts. Assert header. Get raw content. Wait, get declaring source. Get declaring source. Get all options and user password rector. All right. Now, what failed? Oh. Okay. Let's run PHP unit because apparently I broke something. Assert field by name rector is not configurable. Assert field by ID. Class. Is not configurable. Test. Configure. Okay. Assert field by name test. Configure. That's fixed. Okay, those two are fixed. Just make sure. I didn't screw it up in the config. No, I did not. All right, so that's the PHP unit. Let's add git status, git add config, git add tests, git amend, git push. Let's do another force push. And all right. All right, hopefully this gets us most of the way there. PHP units passing, that's good. Let's get the functional tests open. All right, one's green. Let's see. All right, we're back up to passing because the diff matches. Sweet. So fixed breaking changes. That was removed. So that fixes the functional testing. Now let's try no more. All right, ready for review. Up to 1. To 0.12.21. Turns out the improvements to rector config are not breaking changes. The reason we had failures was removal of what was the removal? Removal of constant require PHP unit failed due to missing patches on rector dev dependencies, parameter provider removed, property removed from abstract rector rule base class. You know what I'm going to do real quick too is let's go here. I'm going to let's remove these constraints. Run update. And let's see. Oh, I did it in Composer, so it's going to earn here. Show log. All right. Let's run the PHP unit test really quick too. Because if this passes, that means we have no conflicts with rector. We're completely compliant. Undefined property, node name. Oh. Fixture. Basic. Let's see if we can fix this quick. Method base, abstract rector, adds comment. Name. Change scope. Ignore. Undefined property, node name. Oh, and it's not going to analyze the far for me. All right, so that failed. But why? Undefined property parser node name. It's not in our rule though. Let's go. All right. I said I was going to be done, but let's try something. Let's go to 2.2. And just see. And then I got to run. Tags. 2.2. Source. No, not main. Don't. No. Dang it. Tags. 0.12.2. 2.2. Right. Yes, it is some good progress. I am happy. Thanks for hanging out, as always. Appreciate it. Doctrine. Oh, no. Cake. PHP. That is not a commit hash. Laravel. Net. PHP. Office. You know, maybe this doesn't matter as much now, but before I had to kick them all back because it was crashing. And Symfony. But technically we use the Symfony in the PHP unit ones, so composer update. So this would allow us to bump to 2.2. But at a minimum, we require 2.1 because of backwards compatible changes. Let's run the test. Please work. Yes. All right. Let's do get status, get commit AV. Bump conflict to allowing push. All right. I think that's as far as I'm going to take it today. I want to see if this passes, and I want to give reasons to this. So there's 2, and that leaves here. I wonder if we can actually do 2, 3. Oh, PHP stand static analysis. What happened here? All right. Log. Get reset. Hard. Log. All right. That's just the one commit. Do 1. Okay. Just want to review the composer JSON. Sure, undo reload. 2, 2. Okay. There we go. Tried bumping to, but then we hit deprecated option calls and must update to the new configuration. Configuration options, new configuration format, and out of time to work on that. Maybe this is the next best hop to reduce to allow rector updates and include provided rector rule fixes like boom, boom. All right, I think that's all set. I'm going to look at this really quick. Fixed. Wait. Oh, yeah, that needs to be merged. So file build URL rector. There, abstract rector. Stream ram. Build URI. Normalize. Whoa, that's one heck of a. Build URI. It's shouldn't this be file build URI rector, not file build. File build URL rector. This doesn't seem correct. Like, you don't always need to get the default scheme. Oh, I guess it does. It just always does that. Rule name does not match function name. URI versus it's URI, not URL. Cool. Let me just make a comment. Left feedback, knit on rule name. Left feedback, knit on rule class name. There, cool. All right. Thanks for hanging out, and we're closer to having Drupal rector be up to snuff for the latest rector goodness. So thanks, and have a good one.